We're back, and it's good to have Michelle Davison with us from the Red Cross to discuss some back-to-school safety tips to help keep the kids safe out there as we head back to school. So Michelle, thanks for coming by.
Well, thank you so much. This is going to be a busy week for our area, and trying to get all the kids back and get them back safely, which is the goal that we're looking to do.
Safely. So we're so glad you're here today to talk about it, since school begins tomorrow. Tell us, parents,
well, you know,
how to prepare.
This is for parents one of the more stressful times of year when we start, especially for the new school attendees, when you have to start letting them go and setting our little birds free. But you know, it's really important that, because this is a new experience, and because even for the ones that have been going for years and years and years, this is a change in their routine, that we get them used to the change, that we get them used to being safe in and around cars, in and around strange people and vehicles, and that we get drivers, you and I, out on the road, safe around these kids, so that they have, at least getting to and from school, they're protected.
Bus stops. You got to be aware of when a bus stops, and you've got to stop your car, obviously, too, when they're picking up the kids.
Absolutely. For drivers, that's one of the most critical things, and probably one of the things that you see the most with people that are in a hurry, don't want to have to stop for a bus, and so they might blow past the school bus, or not paying attention. Right. But if a bus is stopped, it's because there's kids getting off or kids getting on, and so you want to protect those kids, and that slight delay is going to be okay. You're not going to end the world because you waited behind that bus. So you need to make sure that when those stop signs are out, you give those kids time to get on, get off the bus safely. With those red flashing lights, be aware. You need to stop and give those kids plenty of room.
So parents, community, leave early tomorrow during school
times
a
little earlier.
now. Yes, and to be able to anticipate, you're going to have more traffic on the roads, and there's going to be a lot more slots. So prepare yourself by leaving earlier.
That's right. You want to prepare yourself by leaving earlier. You want to make sure that, especially if you go on some of the routes that have a lot of the schools that do drop-offs or pickups with the parents, there's a lot of times lines that go all the way out onto the regular streets, and so you want to make sure that you're being safe in and around those lanes that are potentially stopped when they wouldn't be.
Sure.
And one of the things we always want to make sure of with parents is that they equip their children with the knowledge to be safe too, because while it's our responsibility as drivers and as adults to be safe, the kids can play a huge role in that by doing things like not darting out between cars and in front of traffic. You know, a lot of times they're not paying attention.
Sure.
But a kid can appear from anywhere. So as a driver, it's incumbent upon us to be incredibly careful. But on those kids, it's incredibly incumbent upon them too to be aware of their surroundings and to not put themselves in a situation where they can get hurt.
Especially in the mornings when they're waiting for the bus, and the lighting's not the best. You know, tell the children where to stand, and so, you know, when drivers pass by, they can see the kids. That's
right, and they want to stand away from the curb.
Right.
We also want to make sure that parents are making sure the kids know not to get onto buses that aren't theirs. You know the bus number. Make sure they know their bus number.
Where's my kid?
that happened to me when I was a kid. I got on the wrong bus.
So
it can happen.
Learn the right bus real quick
and bus drivers are great about that, but that's not what they're there to do. So we want to make sure that the kids know to get on the correct bus, and that they know not to get in a car with strangers, and that they know how to get in touch with their parents or another adult, or 911 if there is a problem.
Contact information. Give them contact information.
Absolutely.
Common sense things, and head off back to school safely tomorrow.
That's the most important thing, is to get there and get home in one safe piece.
There you go. Thanks, Michelle.
Thank you.
It's been delightful having you on this morning.
We appreciate you.
The Louisiana State Fair, Russell Adams will tell us all about it in just a minute, but first our community calendar.